Hi, this is Clint Kearns with Southern Gospel 2. I'm here with Brother Jeremy Peace of the Old Pass Quartet. You guys just got through singing at the World Gospel Premiere 2009 here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Brought the house down. Man, I'm telling you, God has blessed you with a voice.
He really has. He really,
I'm
truly
telling
has.
you what's the truth. And I admire someone taking the ability that really they could use for the world and use for their own gain and use it to bless the hearts of God's people. Now, brother, you just had a real experience with God just not too long ago. Tell us about that.
Well, I've traveled most of my life singing and playing piano, played different instruments, and grew up in a Southern Gospel family. My granddad sang. Doug likes to tell a joke. My granddaddy was a singer. My mom was a singer. Soul Machine was a singer. Yeah. But anyhow, so I grew up that. And when I was 6 years old, I had said a prayer. Or I should say my grandparents come and prayed over me. And I remember getting up and telling Mom and Dad, said, well, you don't have to spank me anymore because I'm going to be good now. That didn't happen either. But so through my years of growing up and my adolescence and teenage years, I learned, and I'm just going to be honest with you, I learned to be a manipulator and a liar. Yes. But those things come natural to sinners.
Exactly right. But
I didn't know. I thought because of what I had been doing all my life, singing and traveling and doing this, that I was saved. That made me saved, and that I had something here, that was valid. So I went with a group called the Kingsman Quartet. Wonderful, great bunch of guys. I traveled with them about 3 to 4 years, and I began to search in my heart, and I knew things weren't right. And not going into detail, but you try to fill your life with everything, that the world may have to offer, thinking that that's going to fill that void, that's going to fill what's missing, and it leads to a dead-end road.
Yes, sir.
And I found myself flat on my back, crying, wondering where the next dollar was going to come from, what else was going to happen. And I'm just being honest with you. I don't live this glamorous life, and I certainly didn't then. I thought I had made it. I had done all that I was supposed to be doing, and still had nothing.
No peace.
No peace. And ironic, my last name is Peace, but I didn't have any peace at all. And I went with these guys. I wasn't ever going to sing again. And I didn't get hurt or anything, but I had some empty anticipations and empty dreams, some goals that I realized weren't realistic in my life. And so, like I said, I began to fill my life. I didn't drink, didn't do drugs, didn't do those type things, but just life. And trying to fill that void, I couldn't do it. And I got with these guys, and I was there for a while, and I think they knew, that I was lost. You can tell when your spirit did not bear witness with theirs.
Right.
And so August the 27th, I gave my heart to the Lord in 2008. Amen. August 27th, 2008. I realized that a month before I read 1 John. We was in a revival, and I read 1 John. I wasn't even paying attention to the preacher that was preaching. I don't know what he was preaching, but I was reading, and it started talking about loving your brother and obeying God and His commandments, walking in the light. And I said, whoa, I'm not there. I'm not that. I couldn't possibly be anywhere near the Lord. And this is, but then I go back to when I was 6 thinking, well, I am saved. Yeah. So I fought that. Our baritone singer, he didn't know I was going through all this at the time, and he gave me an illustration. We were in front of a Bradford pear tree. He said, it looks like a pear tree, grows up like a pear tree, there's no fruit. He said, that's like lost people that feel that they're Christians, but they're not really saved because there's no fruit. They look like it. Now, you could spend a couple hours at a concert with me, and I could give you the whole bit. I knew I had a head knowledge of Christ, and I could give it to you. And you would think that I was saved, but to stay with me more than a day or two, you'd be able to pick up on things. But I didn't realize this. So we was at a concert, and I was next to our lead singer, and Doug was giving the altar call, and I almost did this to take him down to the altar. I said, Lord, no, these people will think you're crazy going there. You just sang to them about Jesus, and then you're going to go get saved? But August the 27th, I took Tim after the concert, and we went to the back of the bus, and I said, Tim, I'm lost. I said, I've weighed out all my options here. I've done everything that I know to do to fill this void. And I said, and I know that if I die, I'm not going to make it. Yeah. And it took me 3 days to realize that I was saved from hell. I was so glad that the Lord had saved me and set me free from bondage, from sin, from lust, from mental thoughts, from all those things that I was bound down and tied up with. He had set me free that night. And I rolled over. I was in bed one morning, 3 days after I got saved. That was on a Sunday and Wednesday, and I looked over at my wife, and I said, Jennifer, I said, I'm not even going to hell. And I said, and it just dawned on me. But that's my testimony, and the Lord is still working and revealing things to me, and I'm hungry, and I'm growing, and these guys have just been great as far as ministering to me and helping me feed. Because when you're on the road like this, you don't always get to be in your home church and grow and learn, but these guys have been just really wonderful. I'm a new Christian. I'm a year at this. I had a head knowledge of all of this, and I still have that head knowledge, but applying it to my heart knowledge and making and allowing the Lord to take complete control. But it's been wonderful.
Well, if a man's going to get saved, he's going to have to get lost.
Exactly, and he has to realize that he's lost.
I'm thankful to God that you realize that.
You and me both, brother. Trust me.
I'm thankful that God, like I said earlier, God has blessed you with an amazing talent.
He really has.
And you blessed my heart out there just hearing it. And your testimony touches me. And I hope will touch the lives of many. And again, now, the website for you guys
is theoldpathsonline.com.
So you can keep up with them, their schedule, purchase their product. If they're in anywhere where you're going to be, go hear them sing.
Yes.
You will be blessed. And tell them that you saw it on Southern Gospel TV.